Did it also prevent you from answering messages and calls? Taehyung snorts in displeasure and arches an eyebrow. Jungkook freezes. What? Did you call me? You have to answer when I try to contact you. Wasn't it clear without my prompting? The man's tone sounds displeased, making Jungkook cringe and goosebumps run down his spine. Sir, it's in my phone. I'm sorry. Sorry, my phone is broken. Jungkook purses his lips as he straightens out and reminds himself to look into his eyes. He still feels small and pathetic around him, but every time he forces himself to straighten his back and even through fear look into the eyes of this man, he knows he shouldn't show his weakness, no matter who's in front of him. And I already mentioned that. Taehyung nods, biting his cheeks, which makes his cheekbones look even more pointed, and looks away. Speaking of him, I heard you two talking today. What? Wait, when? Yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you weren't supposed to hear that. I was angry. I don't care what you told him. Taehyung chuckles, showing that he doesn't care about Jungkook in that situation. And please, sweetheart, don't worry. I've already ordered Andy to fix all the problems that have arisen. He will provide the dancers with everything you guys need. Jungkook freezes, feeling something unfamiliar squeezing his chest. Mr. Kim. Thank you, I guess. He nods softly. It's really important. We can't afford to buy everything we need ourselves, and you shouldn't. The man nods back at him. This is my club and, trust me, I am responsible for ensuring that being here is comfortable not only for guests, but also for employees. My income depends on it. People's feelings have nothing to do with it, if you thought so, Jian. He cares about his money, not people. Yes, sir, and about what he said, Mr. Kim suddenly pauses, looking at the boy again. Be sure he will get what he deserves for his unprofessional behavior, but I wanted to ask you about something else. Do you have any problems because of it? What rumors? From the looks of it, there's obviously some kind of rumors going around here about you working for me. Are they harming you in any way? Well, the entire staff thinks that I go off to get the perks. Do you think this affects their attitude towards me? Jungkook wants to say it, but he just purses his lips and shaking his head. It's alright. Taehyung scans his face with his eyes. Jungkook is a terrible liar. But the man certainly appreciated how he still didn't want to complain. Quixotic. As much as it can be when you, well, Jungkook. Back to our problem. Kim clears his throat and then opens his desk drawer. I'm not happy that you're ignoring me. If I text you or call you, you must answer. He gets to his feet, quickly leaving the table and standing behind Jungkook. The boy feels how Taehyung leans towards his ear, burning his thin neck with hot breath. Mr. Kim smirks, running the tip of his nose over the soft skin, and then whispers hotly in his ear. Next time, don't you dare to answer later than after the third buzz. Jungkook freezes, frowning, and then sees the man's hand drop something into his lap. Lowering his frightened gaze down, he sees a box with a brand new expensive smartphone in front of him. Mr. Kim. He whispers in shock, and then swallows again nervously, feeling his body react to the presence of this man so close to him. Inside, everything shrinks and begins to burn, but there are so many goosebumps on his skin, as if Jungkook is being drowned in pure ice. What does it mean? It means, baby, that I bought you a phone so that you always answer me when I want it. The man whispers, satisfied, but very calmly, and then tucks a strand of hair behind his ear and bites his earlobe, causing Jungkook to let out a noisy frightened exhalation. Mr. Kim. I will not. I will not accept such present. It's not for you to decide. I will not accept gifts from you. It's not for you to decide. Jungkook is trembling, but he tries to calm it down by keeping his head straight. Even if the man's lips are touching his neck right now, making his spine ache painfully in the desire to arch towards this touch, Jungkook forces himself to suppress it. Well, you cannot make me. He lets out a nervous laugh, and the man's tongue travels down his neck, leaving a trail of wetness that Taehyung immediately exhales cold air into. Jungkook shudders, feeling his toes buckle inside his over-the-knee boots, and hears a low, smug laugh. You think so? I will not accept this present, Jungkook repeats a little louder. Yes, you will. And you will also insert your SIM card into it and you will answer me whenever I want you to. No, I will not. Taehyung laughs wearily, exhaling, and rests his hands on the back of the chair, leaning over Jungkook ear. Do you like playing hard to get? Just be a good boy to me, Jungkook, and I'll be good to you too. Something tightens in Jungkook's lower abdomen. And if I'm bad, what will you do? Forcibly make me do something, or what? No one challenges a predator to bite, Jungkook. You should know by now. No. Absolutely not. As I told you earlier, I'm against violence in all its manifestations. The man shakes his head. But you don't want to see me angry, baby. Trust me, you want me to be good to you. And I will. If you will. I'm not going to obey you, Mr. Kim. Forget about it. Jungkook's voice trembles, betraying a complete lack of confidence in his own words. Just take the damn phone, Jungkook. There is a hint of amusement in the boss's voice, which confuses the boy. You still need a new one, don't you? I can buy myself a phone. Oh, of course you can. Taehyung lets out another chuckle, and his hands run over Jungkook's bare shoulders, squeezing slightly. But isn't it more pleasant to receive gifts? I can take really good care of you, baby. I'm not going to be your escort, Mr. Kim. Jungkook shakes his head. Or a lover. Or someone else to whom you will pay with money and gifts. I said it to you before. I'm not for sale, and I said it to you before, everything is for sale. The price is the only question. You don't have enough money, Mr. Kim. Do you like it so much when I remind you of this? Jungkook still stares straight ahead at Taehyung's empty chair and feels how heavy the box now feels on his thighs as the man stands behind him, slowly massaging his shoulders, squeezing them just a little harder, as if trying to demonstrate his superiority. I have a lot of money, Jungkook. Far more than you think. Jungkook is trembling. He feels one of the man's arms move from his shoulder slowly towards his thin neck. He feels Mr. Kim wrap his arm around it, causing Jungkook to swallow nervously, and pins the boy against the back of the chair, bringing them closer. Taehyung smirks, looking into his frightened blue eyes over his shoulder as Jungkook turns his head towards him. And you have no idea how much I'm willing to pay to get what I want. Maybe you can buy a lot, Mr. Kim, Jungkook whispers, almost feeling the man's lips on his own. But not me, not later than after the third buzz, remember. Taehyung smirks instead of answering. And don't you dare not answer when I call you. Jungkook furrows his brows when Mr. Kim lowers his darkened gaze to his lips. Jungkook feels his breath on them, but he can't even draw a breath on his own, carefully watching every movement of the man. Finally, Taehyung lets out a satisfied chuckle before looking back into those childishly innocent eyes. Go change. Are done for today, Mr. Kim. Please don't. I have to work. You're going home. Please, Jungkook pleads, sounding even more piteous when Taehyung suddenly releases him, pulling away abruptly and returning to his seat at the desk. "You're going home, Jungkook. My security guard will take you there. Please, Mr. Kim. Please." Jungkook lips twitch in an uncontrollable way, as if he's about to cry. "Please, Mr. Kim. I've already lost a week's wages. I need to earn it back. I need money." The man arches an eyebrow as he folds his hands on the desk and Jungkook nods, exhaling noisily before looking down. "Fine." What? The boy immediately looks up at him again, but Taehyung's face remains cold. "You need money? I'll let you earn it in the coming days, Mr. Kim. You heard me, Jungkook. Now go and change. Your work is done for today." He doesn't let Jungkook speak anymore, calling loudly to the guard, who peeks into the office. Taehyung gives him the order to escort Jungkook to the dressing room and make sure he changes, and then take him home. Jungkook shakes his head nervously in denial, begging to let him work again, but the man is adamant. The boy closes his eyes, sighing in annoyance, and abruptly rises from his seat. "No, no, no." Taehyung holds up a finger and Jungkook turns around, noticing the man's grin. "I think you forgot something, baby." The boy glances at the chair where he left the box with his new phone when he got up. The man watches him closely, like he doesn't even use words to quell any rebelliousness, and Jungkook snorts to protest before taking the box anyway. He walks to the door, where the guard touches his elbow again, and jerks out of his grip, raising his voice. "Hands." The bodyguard turns to Taehyung, noticing how the man lets out a chuckle and nods condescendingly, as if to tell him to let Jungkook do everything himself. "Today you will look after him," Kim ordered before sending his bodyguard after Jungkook, and the man took the order with all the responsibility. Taehyung watches as the man escorts Jungkook out of the office and hears the door close softly behind them. He sighs as soon as the smile fades from his lips, and his cheekbones are now tense again. "Four," he thinks. "Four strangers, unworthy an inch of Jungkook's skin, for whom Taehyung feels an inexplicable hate. That's enough for tonight. Please, Mr. Kim." Jungkook whines as he feels the man's wrap around his so painfully sweet. "Please, can I come now?" Jungkook bites his lip, ignoring the heat gathering in his stomach, and turns to the counter. "Your double caramel cappuccino." He smiles as he hands the cup of coffee to the young girl, who nods at him with a short and soft thank you before taking the glass, and then leaves the coffee shop. Jungkook exhales noisily. He feels the man's grip on his bare thighs, pulling Jungkook even tighter against him, and moaning low. Jungkook whimpers, "Mr. Kim." His thin fingers scratch the man's shoulders. "Mr. Kim. I'm so close. Please, let me come. You will finish when I say, please no. Now move." "Good afternoon." Jungkook gives a tight smile at the couple who walk up to the counter, looking at the menu above his head. "What can I get for you today?" the dictator order, and Jungkook nods as he taps it into the cash register before he starts brewing another cup of coffee. All of his thoughts are filled with last night. The night Mr. Kim paid all of his working hours after the boys' first act on stage.